Okay, well, on Daf Lamed Gimel about what is that? About 10 lines then? About the two das, Tanu Rabbana. Fallen. So we had the sugi before yesterday. Sugi was talking about a person that came in with rishus, without rishus, that we talked about Golos, or talked about Hezek. And this issue, of course, when there's more permission, when he has permission to come in, so then the Balabais has to be more careful what he's doing. And if we don't have permission to come in, so then there's the reason I didn't have to, you weren't allowed to be here. I didn't have to take care of your being here. So that the Gemara continues with that subject now. So let me give a ton of them Shabod it was bias workers that they have a right to collect their wages, and they went to the balabais to get paid. If they wouldn't have been working and were owed wages, it could be that they have no business coming in. We'll see the case exactly. Of course, are you not allowed to go into somebody else's chutzner to knock on the door and you want to go into his chutzner? So we'll get the case, then we'll try to apply it also. So workers that came to demand their wages from the balabais, the nachan shorish balabais or nashkan kalbish balabais, but there was a shore in the chutzner. He came into the chutzner and there was a shore, there was a door. They have sometimes a sign, beware of door. So he came in, he got his wages, and Shor gored him, and the dog bit him, and he died. So if you talk about Hezek, you could talk about dying. This is talking about dying. So Pater. So what does Pater mean? So it surely doesn't mean Pater as far as the owner goes. The owner, there's no Chiv Misa, and there's no Chiv Golos if his animal kills. So this was the case of his animal. So Pater doesn't mean anything about the Balabais. And also the Bach points out that it says earlier that even if as far as skila, as far as killing the animal, that it says he killed the animal even if he was killed in his own rishus. Even the rishus hamazik, if he killed, so it's dangerous and he killed. But the issue is only going to be about kofar. Kofar means that if it would have been the third time, the fourth time that he already killed, and now he put kofar. So this says he's part from kofar because you shouldn't have come in. The details of the case, after to limit it to a case of kofar, but it does say we can talk about nezik also. You can talk about damages. The Bryce happens to be talking about that he killed, but if it would have been damage, it seems to say Potter, the horror, because he shouldn't have come in, even though so that's what I was going to talk about. But so far, the Bryce says that if he came in and the Balabais' dog bit him, so he's Potter because he shouldn't have come in. Achem Omrim, Rishon Paul was from Balabais. And the Chem argue on Tanakama and say that the workers are permitted to come in. They have to get wages. They are allowed to come in. So it's called Nichnas Pershus, and therefore the Balabais would be Chayiv. What does Chayiv mean? Either for damages or if I'm talking about killing, so it'll be Chayiv Kofer. So it seems to be Machlokes if the Balabais, if these Polam are allowed to come in or not. Tanakama says they were not allowed to come in, so it's called Shalom Pershus. And Achirim say that they were allowed to come in. That's the end of the Bryson. So far, it's good.
This is wait. Just keep saying the word wages. They were workers. They came to the guy to collect their wages for the week, and then the guy in the shore hit them and killed them.
So Echidami, what is the case that there's machlokas over here if the workers are allowed to come in to get their wages? What's the case? Echidami. Either now,
They should get paid.
yeah, for sure they want to get paid. So the question is, either shlich b'masa my time with achirim. So the word masa means in the city, and just for updating the mashal, the case, we would say if he's in his office, means why do you come to my house for? Go to my office. You're supposed to get paid, so come to the office. Why do you come to my house for? So if the shlich, if he's available to get in to find him in the city, so then my time with achirim. Why did achirim say he's allowed to come home? Why should I go to his house for? You go to the office to get paid. You don't come to my house. And therefore, if I have my dog running around, I don't have to expect that you're going to come. Either shlich is if he's not available in the office. He's only in his house. So of course he's expected to come. You hired workers, you know they're going to come to get paid. So you can't leave your dog running around. They have to come in. My time is Tanakama. Why should Tanakama say that the owner is Pater? Of course they have to come into his house in order to get into his chutzner in order to get paid. Well, this Gemara already tells us that we have definite halachas already. If you can find him in the office, he's not supposed to be coming into the home. So then he's not allowed to come in. And if he comes in, it's at his own risk. If he's not available at the office, he has to to the house, and then surely he's allowed to come in, and the balabais is going to be high. You got to type your dog since you know that workers are going to be coming to collect their wages. So what is the machlokes case? That he's not that he's not so much at the office, but he's also sometimes in the office. Means that some mediocre case, in some case in Benoni that would not. It's not a given. There's no given. The Gemara continues what the case is, but so far it says if it will be one of the two extremes, that either is only found in the home, surely the workers are allowed to come. It wouldn't matter what the case is going to be now. And if he's usually always available at the office, so he's not supposed to come to his house at all. But this is the case where there's room for suffolk, because there's a chance that he might come in. And the Gemara continues with Kari Bava, and he called by the gate. Means he knocked on the door. And he called out, Reb Yosef, the Balabais. And he said, Ramalu in. And he said, yes. So I would ask the question to everybody, when someone knocks on the door and you say yes, what do you mean? And the door's open. If the door's locked, the door's locked. You don't say yes, tell me who you are. But if the door's open and he walks in, is that expected? Is that what you expect when you say yes?
Yeah, you think so.
I know it depends on the inflection, but
On the
inflection.
what does inflection mean? The way he says it.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
yes. Which one is which one? Which one is
Yes
that?
means yeah, come on in. Or yes, that means what do you want? Or although if he knows that it's the guy, if he knows it's for the
He knows
wages,
this. So yes, that
he knows
says
that
the
it's
case.
the guys for the wages, so he might say, yes, I'll be right there. Or yes, come in.
Okay, that's the most question. That's what we're trying to
That's the
figure
question.
out. That is the machlokes. That's going to be the issue. And that's what the one says the machlokes is. Ma'asavar in, the word in, when he says yes, all to mashma, all means to come in. To means to come.
No,
Enter.
all
Enter.
come in.
All means enter.
Enter, and Tom means
Come. Come, enter. Enter, come.
enter.
I don't know why it says, but it could be one of these two words, but it means come in. Umasavar in, this word in, when he says yes, it means stay there, I'm coming. It doesn't say the words I'm coming, but that's what he means to say. He just wants to have some derech. So he says yes. You should know that I heard you, but don't come in. Wait by the door. So that's the end of the Gemara. I mean, it continues, but that's what the Gemara thinks so far. That's not so far. It's not going to change. That's the end. That there's a machlokes, but the Gemara makes a very exact case. This points out that the Gemara didn't just say the machlokes is someone knocks on the door and you say yes. Do you mean come in or do you mean stay by the door? It gives an exact case. If it would be that Balabais is not at the office and he knows that he has workers coming to collect their wages, so then of course if he says in, it means come in. And if he's not he doesn't usually pay from his home, he usually is in the office, then it does not mean to come in. Even if he would say yes, he doesn't mean to come in. Those are givens. And the only question is when there's something in between that there's a reason why they should come to the house, reason why they shouldn't come to the house, then there's a machlokes. If you say in, what do you mean? Do you mean come in or do you mean yes, I'm coming?
No, Rabbi, if he's got to kill a dog, and he's got to kill a dog, I would think he's saying, just get out of here, He's got a dog that's known to be a killer, kills people. Why is he saying yes?
Why does somebody come in for? Why does somebody come in?
Do you have a sign outside? You didn't have a sign outside.
Who's coming in? Who's coming into my? If you have a chutzner with a dog, a dangerous dog, and no one's supposed to come in. No one's supposed to before that. No one's supposed to come in. So you understand that no one's supposed to come in, and someone came in, and then he got bits, and he has tinnitus. So why did you come in? You're not supposed to come into my. I didn't know. He didn't have a sign beware of dog. Okay, maybe nowadays it's understood you're allowed to come in unless there's a sign of beware of dog.
Right.
Maybe you're allowed to come into the chutzner until now. But otherwise, if you're not allowed to come, I don't know what happens when people when they want to borrow a cup of sugar or something like that. Here, don't talk about a worker. It doesn't just talk about a neighbor or someone wants to knock. A friend wants to come. How's he supposed to know? I don't know. But here the case is that does he expect somebody to come or not? So the one makes a case where maybe yes, maybe not. If it would have been definitely expected, so then, of course, he would. He has to take care of his dog before anybody comes, and he has to expect somebody's going to come. And if there's no reason why he should expect anybody coming, so he doesn't have to take care of his dog, you shouldn't have come in. And the Gemara is limiting it to a case where there's reason to think, but yes, the reason to think not. And he says yes. What does he intend when he says the word yes? Does he mean yes, I'm coming, or it means yes, come in? And that's the machlokes. Nowadays, it could be the whole Gemara depends on the time and the place of the people and everything else with the culture. And it could be that this Gemara has to be, I think maybe it has to be updated, adjusted. What do people mean nowadays when they say this? Nowadays, also there's another fact that people have a phone, so you call up if you want to come. And we also have the minute of putting a sign, beware of dog. And
That's correct.
so you have to know if he had a sign, beware of dog, then they can't have any kindness. Why did he come in?
A lot of things.
Okay, and then the Gemara brings a brisa. Tani Kamadama in Kumadoch Mashma. It brings the right to the Mandama brisa. It says like the Mandama says, yes, stay where you are. I'm coming. In Kumadoch Mashma, the Tanya. So it's come out the same brisa, but it says a few more words. It says, "Post nichnas l'tvoas chavi balabais." A worker came in to demand his wages from the boss. The nokro shor balabais and noshro kalbo. But so far, it's word for word what we started off with. That was mamish word for word almost, but different price. So we're going to be riot that what the case is talking about. And there's a down to come then there's a chayrim, but here it says Potter. Here the Gemara has a hint that Abshat in the Brisa was right. Abshat in the Brisa was right because here it says it's Potter even though he came in with Rishos. That's the end of the Brisa, and those words don't make sense. Why, if he came in with Rishos, how could he be Potter? You say come in, and the dog's there, and he bites him, and he's Potter. It can't be. He might Potter. Hello, that he called, and the Balabai said yes. That means nefesh b'shus. He thought that he had b'shus, but he meant to say no. He don't have b'shus. Mishmamino in kumadok mashma. Since he says that he's Potter, the Balabai says Potter for his dog because he didn't mean to come in. He just meant to stay where you are. I'm coming.
So he didn't really have rishus. It says alpha pish nechnas b'rishus.
Right, he really wasn't right. Right, he thought that it was b'shus. You're right.
I would think he should have changed his words.
So it's
Will
in
come
the
and
oral
don't
Torah,
come.
right?
Right.
Because it's the oral Torah, that's why it's so ambiguous. Alpha pish nechnas b'rishus, but he didn't have rishus. So in other words,
You thought he had rishus.
so we have to explain it in the oral Torah.
And the written Torah also. I'm not sure. I mean, the whole thing is oral. What do you mean? Everything is oral. There's no psukim over here. I'm not sure what you were saying with oral Torah.
Why didn't they say?
Why didn't they say even though he said they're coming? Even though he said yes.
Oh yeah. Why didn't they say even though he said yes?
What's the answer?
Because he thought yes meant rishus and yes just meant wait.
Yeah, yes, but why you want to know why doesn't the Brisa say so beferish?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the answer is about the oral Torah. He said something
You
about
have
the
to
oral
explain.
Torah. I'm not.
We said it doesn't seem to make sense. That's what you
Oral
said.
in contrast to written. I mean, this is not written Torah. This is everything's oral over here. The written Torah means the Tanakh. It's called the written Torah.
This is a brisa.
A Brisa, and the Brisa is vague.
And then the Gemara, which is after the brisa, had to explain it.
Because it didn't make sense. So it means
And I'm
that
saying it didn't make sense because they wanted to keep it because it was an oral Torah.
that's already, you want to know why sometimes the Mishnah Brisa is vague. The Torah, the written Torah is also vague sometimes. I'm not sure.
Oh, because
I'm not going into the why sometimes is it vague. Okay, that's a general question. That wants us to figure it out. That of course it means that he thought he came in vicious. Okay.
I would have preferred to exonerate the balabai. You should use a language that's not similar to the language of coming.
But even today, people say yes, and sometimes they mean yes, come in.
Yeah, but not
Sometimes
it's a
just
life.
come in.
Sometimes it means coming. Sometimes it means and then so we happen to pass in the Gemara over here that it means but that don't come in. So you knock on somebody's door and he says yes, and you stand over there, and then he comes opens the door. Why didn't you come in? Because we pass in when someone says yes, it doesn't necessarily mean to come in. Maybe it changes with the times. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with what's the word?
inflection.
Inflection.
Maybe.
So maybe could be. I don't know.
When I knock on someone's door and they say yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
If it's someone I'm comfortable with, so then and I know that they mean yes means come in. But if I'm think that maybe they think it's somebody else knocking on the door.
Or maybe they mean yes, like the Gemara says, I'm coming.
I think nowadays yes means come in, but then they're not talking to the Mashulach. Exactly. You got it.
Michelle, you say
to say yes to
a friend.
to a friend.
I
I think
yes.
So, look, I'm
yes,
asking
it's
you
coming to
Mm.
all my friends. I don't think it would mean. I don't
Okay.
think they would be happy having with
Or nowadays also yes might mean like say you identify
what
yourself.
you want.
That also might be who are you? Like you say yes, so that means I hear you.
I
So
hear
now
you. I hear you.
let's start. Now you say who you are,
That's from my
and then I'll unlock the 3 locks. So it doesn't make a difference anyway if the door's locked. So then let's make a difference what he thinks. He tries the handle, doesn't work. Okay, but this is a question the we're talking about here, Nagel halacha, and I don't know if the halacha applies nowadays. It might have changed with the times and place and the culture and but here the Gemara has this machlokes, and the Gemara also you have to also stick in. Tosis points out that we said there's only talking about a case where is shchiach v'lo shchiach. If you definitely anticipate someone's coming, so then he has to expect that he's going to say yes, it means to come in. And if he's definitely not anticipating somebody, then it surely means don't come in. That Tais also puts into the Gemara that it has to be what the Gemara started off, that it's all based on that case. Okay, so it's a big scenario, exactly this case, and the question with Machok is still what the word in meant to say, and Bipaskin that kum adotach mashma doesn't mean to come in. So I would just think the take out of this Gemara was to get to us is for the Derech Eretz at least that a person should not come in unless he's sure, both for his own safety in case there might be a dog over there, and also for the Derech Eretz maybe they need to come in. Okay. So the order of this Masech, of this parak, I don't know. It talks about first about Bor, then about Adam, now it talks about Shor. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the organization of this parak. We started with Hameniach, we started with Bor, we got into Adam Amazik also. Now it talks about Shor. I'm not getting the order. Yesh said the Mishnah, ain't said the Mishnah, I don't know. Shnei Shvarim Tamim. So we're going to learn the Mishnah according to the halacha. This Machlokas here, Rosh and the Rambam, and the simple shot is easier, and it's according to the Rambam, and everything's very simple. Just to give a little akdama, then the whole Mishnah will flow. And Tais even asks, what's the chiddush of the whole Mishnah? Ashar Muad pays Nezek Shalom. Ashar Tam pays Chatzi Nezek. What if two Shvarim had a fight and nobody's to blame? Both of them, like no one is more blameworthy than the other. They're both to blame. Tais they talk about that if one of them started up, so then the second one's Kalam Shana Bacha Bashina Bo, he was triggered, he started up, so it wouldn't be a kasha. The second one would be putter. But both of them are equally guilty. Both of them looked at each other and they right away they started. So a short time and a short, so short two shor muadim had a fight and they damaged each other. So what's going to be the payment?
They'll cancel each other.
You cancel each other out. One damaged the other, so one of them pays the difference. The one, and if it will be two short tam,
Same thing.
same thing. But half the damage. Which one only pays half damages? What if a more than against the tam?
And who has the more damage?
So the chor doesn't make a difference. Our would say we would say that the shor muad, as much as he damaged, make that cheshbon, and the shor tam, as much as he damaged, divided by half. And now where's the difference? Whoever has to pay more should pay more.
Okay.
And somebody
when he pays half,
he makes a calculation how much he damaged, and half of that he has to pay. And the other could be that the short time was damaged so much, even though it's a short time, but he damaged $1,000, and he's gonna have to pay half of that $500. And the shor muad, even though he's a muad, but he only damaged $100, so he's paying 500, he's paying 100. But each one makes a calculation how much he would have paid, as if it would have been two separate stories.
but do you cancel the damage?
Whatever the responsibility of each one would have been. How much would the shor muad have to
Like
pay?
it's 104 and 60.
Yes.
One damaged 60, and one damaged 100.
So the difference is 40. But you have to make the cheshbon about there's a town over here, whichever one the town was. Whichever one that would have been. Either if he was the one who did 40, so it'll be 20. If he did 100, it will be 50. Whatever it is. So it's a simple, that according to that, there's no chiddush in the Mishnah. So some ask a kasha. There are others that learn a different shot. But the way the halacha comes out, it seems like not like Rashi. Rashi's the one who says the chiddush shot. Maybe it's easier to say that there's some chiddush in the Mishnah. But it's going to be looked at as if there would have been two separate cases, even though it happened simultaneously. It would have been two separate cases. You make a cheshbon, the Tam would have paid according to his discount, and you make cheshbon how much would have paid without a discount. And instead of changing monies, you just pay the difference. Whoever has to pay more pays the difference, and there is no chiddush in the Mishnah.
Okay.
But there are those that learned that there was a chiddush in the Mishnah, a different way of calculating it. But we'll learn this simple shot since it happens to be even we're lucky because it happens to be the halachas like the simple pshat. So no calculations. Each one pays according to how much you have to pay. As if it would have been two separate stories, it happened to have happened simultaneously. So the first case is Shnei Shvarim Tamim Shachavlu Zeh, two short tams, Shvarim Tamim, two tam Shvarim that damaged each other, and we said that no one is to blame one than the other, because if there would have been, then the first one would have been chayiv, second one would have been pater. Mishalmin b'moser chatzi nezek. So they pay the difference of the chatzi nezek. Means each one gets a chatzi nezek discount, and the one that damaged more will have to pay the difference of chatzi nezek. Which means you look at each one that pays chatzi nezek, and whichever with the chatzi nezek, whoever has to pay more should pay more. There's the difference. Next case, shnei muadim. If both of them were showing more fought with each other, so the one that damaged more pays the difference. Each one is high for the whole damage, and one of them damaged more than the other, so he pays the difference. If these two shvarim that fought with each other, and again, it's no one's fault more than the other, they're both guilty. So muad b'tam b'shalom b'mos nezek shalem, tam b'muad b'shalom b'mos chatzi nezek. If the muad has to pay more to the tam, as paying to the tam, he's paying the difference of the nezek shalem account, which we're going to say that it doesn't mean anything fancy. It just means that he deduct how much the chatzi nezek would have had to pay me. If I was the one who's paying, I'm paying more. On my show as a show muad, I deduct from my payment. So I make a question how much I did damage, and I deduct from my payment half of how much the tam would have been chayiv to me. And the other way, the tam b'muad, if the tam's payment is going to be more than the muad, even though he's a tam, but his damage, how much he damages very much, even after you take off the chatzi nezek, even if they take off the discount, I still have to pay, I still was damaged more than the muad. I pay the chatzi nezek, I pay the difference after I deducted the payment of the muad. So the words maybe could be read differently, and some Rishonim do read it differently, and there would be a big chiddush. Let's say the other Mandiyama we're going to pass like that. The other Mandiyama would say that the chatzi nezek is not calculated only after the difference. As far as when they damage each other, you could look at it two separate cases, even though it happens simultaneously. That's the halacha, that's the Rambam. But the others do learn, Rashi, the Rosh, they learn that the chatzi nezek discount is only after you make the calculation and cancel each other out. Means you look at the damage only after it's canceled out. And it means in the cheshboning of who cancels out, you don't put the chatzi nezek over there.
It's going to get less of a discount.
What?
It's going to get less of a discount.
Right. He only gets a discount on the difference. It doesn't get a discount on the part that they damaged each other. But we don't pass like that. We look at it. He pays half of the whatever he would have paid anyway.
Like if the tom damage, you say that the damage is only half of the part that you pay.
And the halacha, the way we're going to pass, the other way would have been that first you look at them like full price. How much damage he did, and then you make the difference. And now after that, now I make the chasi of that. Let's say the tam would be more. So then I take the chatzi nezek after calculating the difference. But when I make the calculation, how much he damaged, I don't say, and he has a half discount. He had 160, you had 100, and the tam damaged.
So which one had 100?
So whichever case you like, let's say the tam damaged 100.
The tom damaged 100.
And the muad damaged
60.
So the difference is 40.
So
and the tam will pay 20.
So we're thinking that we'll put 40. That's the way we're doing it. You subtract 60.
Right.
Then you have 40 left.
And you pay
that did it. So
and the tam now has to pay. The tam was the one who damaged 100.
I'm sorry. And the time is basically pay 20.
So pay 20. That was one way, but that would be another way to calculate that.
The time when you damaged
second, that would have been the second. I'm sorry. The way that you said it, I'm sorry. The way that you said it is the way. Maybe not the way that we pass it. The way that we pass it will be let's get it the other way. The town damaged 100, so I only have to pay 50.
I only have to pay 50.
And the more damaged 40, so I have to pay 10. You see, there's a difference. This is going to be enough in the post in the basket.
Take away 40.
If we cheshbon the discount right away, how much the town calculates,
like that.
the halach is going to be. The halacha is going to be that you look at each one separately, and he's only going to pay 10. The halacha is going to be that as if it would have been two separate stories. And the time damaged 100, I got to pay 50. You damaged
I gotta
40,
pay 50, but you owe me
40. Okay, so I'll pay you 10, and that's the halacha.
Oh,
But the Rashi would have said that
look at the whole
look
thing.
at the whole thing first, and the
so
damage,
There's 40 and 100, so
Right.
that means there's 60 left.
whatever the other way. He said the 160, so there's 40 left,
160, there's 40
and now
left,
40.
that's
So now you get the half. Okay, now you get half of that, so it'll be 20. But you don't get your discount on the whole damage. You get your discount only on the difference. So that's machlokes out on the Mishnah. According to the Apshat, there's a big chiddush in the Mishnah. According to the way we're learning now, like the Rambam, so there's no chiddush in the Mishnah. Unless the chiddush is that you don't do it like Rashi. But the question is how you read it into the words. But according to the way we pass, can you look at it as if it would have been two separate
So which
stories?
one is the Rashi? That you
Rashi is that
If you paid,
you get a discount only on the difference.
you paid the
You'll
20.
pay the
20.
20. You'll pay the 20 because you're getting a discount only on the 40. You damaged 100, he damaged 60, so your damage is 40, and now you get a discount out of that. But we don't give you a discount on the whole 100.
That's the way Rashi.
That's how Rashi would say. I'm going to pass like that. Pass like the Rambam, that you look at like two separate stories.
Okay.
So the way we learn the Rambam, so there's no chiddush in the whole Mishnah. Okay. Two people that fought with each other. So going down to other mamazik, two people that fought. Here, the post will talk about what if one started up. By Shvam, we said, if the first one started up, the second one is butter. How about by two people, one started up, and the other one continued. So, are you allowed to fight back if somebody started up?
You're allowed to protect yourself.
So you're surely allowed to protect yourself, no question. But what if you did more than protecting yourself?
It's a nezik.
So, are you allowed to do that?
No.
So I think that's a machlokes. But many say no.
Who says no?
Oh, that's a question that we shown him. They've shown him over here, and I think that the says in Shulchan that you're not allowed to, but maybe the Sma and the Gro, maybe they argue. I'm not sure. I didn't get all the details. I wasn't able to understand. But there seems to be a machlokes. There's a famous chinuch that says that a person is not a stone. That when somebody hits him, that he should just stand there, even if it's not a question. If it's a question of saving himself, then showing how to save yourself, you shouldn't do it again. But he gave one punch, and whatever you can't punch again, or you're able to save yourself without hitting him, just to hold him. So you're not allowed to hit him. And the chinuch talks about that a person is not a stone, and if he gets hit, so he reacts. Seems to be machlokes, and it's relevant. It shouldn't be relevant, but are you allowed to hit not for protection? B'shas ma'aseh, b'shas chimum. Of course, 2 days later you're not allowed to. You got to take the best, whatever it is. But b'shas ma'aseh, b'shas chimum, the chinuch says that a person is not a stone. That's the hanalavim ben amolvim shamachapasim ben meshivim is a chasidus that he doesn't react, but could be that he has been. I think he would be mutter too. But
I'm just going to learn this that it's simultaneous.
Right. So you could. It's a minus form. I said both of them were equal. By the people, it could be that some poskim will say, even if it was not mamish a clash, it wasn't a collision, both of them. One of them started up. It could be also that the second was not supposed to hit him back, and each one has to pay, and now they're going to pay the difference, whoever damaged more. So it comes in as a side issue. It's not going to be shown. It's not mamish what we're talking about. Two people that wounded each other. Each one is chayv nezik shalem, and the one that damaged more is going to pay the difference. Also simple.
Right.
A fight between a man and an ox. The man damaged the ox, and the mood ox. So both of them again have nezik shalem. So again, whoever damaged more is responsible to pay the difference. Whichever one damaged more has to pay the difference. Now comes a chiddush. What if there was a fight between a man and a tam ox? If the man damaged more, so he has to pay the difference completely. How much does the what does it mean? He's paying the difference. The difference between what? So we're going to say again, according to the Rambam, l'chorah it means
Yeah, he damaged Tom more than the Tom damaged him. He's
right, but yes, but I mean, so you're calculating the Tom's responsibility full damages or
right now. I thought you're on Adam.
Tom Mishal b'mosa nezek shalom.
That's Pashut.
What's Pashut?
A man who damages somebody
Damage the ox.
damages the ox
Damages
more than the
the
ox
ox.
damaged him, so he
Right.
pays the difference.
The difference of what? How much are you taking off for the damage?
He got a broken hand, and that cost
Yeah, when the money.
$1,000, and he damaged him $2,000, so that he's going to pay $1,000.
You didn't give you didn't give the discount to the Tom, did you?
Huh?
Did you give a discount?
No.
How much would the Tom have to have paid if it would have been one way? If only the Tom damaged the
Five.
man. So the way you said it, you didn't
I
give him a
didn't say it
discount.
like that. You're right. I said it right.
So I think Rashi would say like you, but the Rambam will say not. The Rambam will say that you
Take away the discount.
first
He's
give the discount. Give the discount to the Tom. Whatever damage he did, divide it in half, and see how much the person damaged the ox, and
2,000.
then you have to give the difference.
I see.
The words might be easier like Rashi maybe, but it's simpler just to calculate. But I mean, he gets he always gets a discount. According to the Rambam, the Talmud always gets a discount, even if there was both of them damaged themselves simultaneously. So
the question is, what is the most?
right, all these moser does it mean the way the terminology they use is moser of the nezek or moser of the tashlumin. That Rashi goes the moser of the nezek means the damages you pull foot calculation, and then you're going to make half of the difference of the damages. But the way we pass is half of the payment means that you give each one whatever discount he gets. So the Tom gets a discount, and then you see what the difference is, as if it would have been two separate cases. Tam the Adam Mishalem b'moser chatzi nezek. So the issue of the mission is going to be when a Tom damages a man, does he get a discount? And it didn't have to be so fancy to talk about that there was a two-way fight. Tam Adam, Adam, Tam. We could have talked about that. The Tam damaged Adam. Does he get a discount? So Tanna Kamma says, yes, he gets a discount. And he's only going to pay Chatzi Nezek. I don't understand the way the mission is worded because the way the Rambam learns, this issue about Tom getting a discount was also on the line before. And we said before that there was these words of the Moshe Nezek Shalom means what the Nezek Shalom of the man, but it didn't say how much is the Moshe as far as the Tom goes. How much are you calculating for the Tom's damages? But the machlokas that really comes out is does the Tom when he mazik an Adam, does he get a discount? Tanna Kamma says yes. Rabbi Kiva Omer of Tam Shechav B'Adam Mishal B'Moshe Nezek Shalom. A Tom who hits a man, there's no p'tur of Chatzi Nezek. So the Mishnah could have been much simpler. It didn't have to talk. The whole machlokas that we see in the Rabbi Kiva is as a Tom when he's mazik an Adam, does he get a discount of Chatzi Nezek? The person
two-way fight.
it didn't have to be two-way fight, and the words are pretty complicated. And the Chiddush of Rabbi Kiva says that when a Tom is mazik an Adam, he pays Nezek Shalom. So it could have spoken about the case by itself. So I'm not sure why the Mishnah only presented this Chiddush of Rabbi Kiva only in a double case, and the words also not so simple. But okay, that's the machlokas. And the Gemara doesn't talk about the whole Mishnah, which might lend itself a little bit to the Rambam that there are no Chidushim in the Mishnah. Everything is regular as usual. Tam pays a Muad pays Nezek Shalom, a Tam pays Chatzi Nezek, and then you make a difference. Of course, you're not going to pay and then pay back. You just make the difference. And the whole point of the Mishnah, we have a Chiddush here, is that Rabbi Kiva holds that a Tam who's a Chavel B'Adam doesn't have the p'tur of Chatzi Nezek. The Torah, when it talks about Chatzi Nezek, it talks about a shor was mazik a shor. Doesn't talk about a shor was mazik an Adam. So that's the machlokas. And the whole Gemara is going to be the drushes about Rabbi Kiva. How does he know that a Tam Chavel B'Adam that he pays Nezek Shalom? Tan Rabbanan Kamishpat Hazeh Ye'oseh Lo. So I hope that they have it printed over here. Oh, I didn't mean that. Get rid of that a second. And just to see what is there pasuk over here. Oh, Ben Yigacho Basi, it's here in Shmoscha 21:31. Oh, Ben Yigacho Basi Gach Kamishpat Hazeh Ye'oseh Lo. The pasuk before that is talking about that a shor killed a human being. And it says that the first time you don't punish the owner. The shor dies, you have to give skila to the shore. But there's no kofar, and then if it's already it's most if it's already a muad, so then he pays kofar. And then it says, "Oben yigachu bas mishpat lazeh yasalo." The first pshat in the pasuk, the first talk about even if it was a katan, it was a it was a young boy, a boy or a girl. So also same Allah. There's no difference if it's an adult or a child. Maybe other pshatim in the pasuk, but the Gemara takes it mamash and a drash. It takes it off. It takes it off of the pasuk pshat. Again, the pasuk is talking about that the shor killed a human being. So it says that the same Allah has no difference. As that's what I said before. That there's a tam is no payment of the owner, and a more there is pays kofar. Both of them be killed the shore. But the Gemara is taking it to a different way of place altogether, and it's going to be talking about damages, not about. That's the drush of the Gemara. Ben Yigach or Bas Yigach is talking about that only damage and it didn't kill. So surely you don't kill the shore, and you pay. So what chiddush is it going to be? So it's very interesting. The pasuk talk about a tam and a muah. The tam does not pay kofar, and the muah does pay kofar. And that it says, but nezik is the same thing. So that's going to be the drasha now. The same law applies also to this shore that damaged. Okay, I'm gonna say it as if it's pasuk pshat, but it's not. The pshat in the pasuk is talking about killing, but the Gemara dashing is talking about damages. That the same law applies to the shore who damaged a person. That the same halacha would apply between animal and animal. We know over there there's a difference between tam and a tam pays chatzin nezek and a muah pays nezek shalem. So the same halacha applies to when he damaged a person. Mashar b'shor tam mishalem chatzin nezek muah nezek shalem. Afshor b'adam tam mishalem chatzin nezek muah mishalem nezek shalem. Tana Kama says there's no difference between a tam and a muad. There's the same difference as tam and a muad that there is by damaging a shore. That pasuk says b'ferish also applies to a shore damaging a human. Also, there's a ptor of chatzin nezek. There's a discount of chatzin nezek the first 3 times, because it says the same halacha applies. Kamishpat has that the damages is the same as what? Same as what? So in the first pshat is going back on the halacha before that it talks about shore killing. They say kamishpat applies all the same thing that applies by a shore being mazik a shore, that there's difference of a tam. So too it applies to damaging a person. Shore to a shore.
Yeah.
Even though the pasuk wasn't talking about a shore to a shore. The above parsha wasn't talking about that. Rabbi Kiva Omer.
You mean in 31 it was talking about a shore to a man?
Right. And it was talking about right. We can let's get the pasuk on, maybe it would help to get that pasuk on the screen. That's 21:31.
Yeah. Twenty-eight, 30.
Yeah, 28:31.
Oh, I'm sorry. Period. What? I thought 28. Huh? Oh, Pasuk 28-31. I'm sorry.
So this is it. 21.
21. Yeah.
And let's see where it's also. It would show. These are the psukim we're talking about.
Through 30. Yeah.
So let's look at some psukim before. It says if a shore gores a man or a woman and killed a shore killed. So the shore is chayiv skila, and the owner is pater. But if it's already a gorer, and the owner was warned, and he didn't watch, and then he killed a man or a woman, so then the shore is killed. Even the first time would have been killed, and also the owner is put to death. But right away, don't stop there. But he can pay kofar. In kofar yushas Allah, if he wants to pay a pidyon, so then he could. Then it's fine. So it said everything's talking about killing, and it says a tam doesn't pay kofar, and a muad pays kofar. Now it has our pasuk 31. Also, what? So the first pshat is even a child, but the Gemara is not talking about damages. And what does it say about damages? That also if the shore gores and damages a person, so what is the Gemara going to say? The same halachas of a shore damaging a shore. Nothing to do with the psukim. It's saying you're going to go back to the pasuk with the next pasuk. It's really kamishpat that's going to say in the next pasuk. It says here, shore as shore here talking about a shore, gored a shore. This is talking about when a shore gored a human and killed him, and here it talks about that a shore gored a shore. Then it talks about chatzin nezek shalem. So the one to say that this pasuk of Kamishpat Hazeh Yasalo means the halachas of a shore, killing a shore, that is different time of a muad, also applies when the shore gores a person. So it's very not Pashup Shad, very much in the Drash world. And what is Kamishpat Hazeh Yasalo? Kamishpat, that's going to say soon about a shore. That it also is a din of a tam and a muad. Very, very, very drush, not Pashup Shad at all. Back to Gemara. I'm sorry if on the Zoom the pasuk is not showing. I wasn't able, the controls here. I'm not so in control. Rabbi Kiva Omer Kamishpat Hazeh. It doesn't say Kamishpat Yasalo. It says Kamishpat Hazeh Yasalo. And why is Mishpat Hazeh? The parsha we're talking about is talking about muad. It's talking about a muad about killing. That doesn't bother the Gemara. But it says that going a person always has a din of a muad. It spoke about a tam killing a person, then I talk about a muad killing a person, and he says Kamishpat Hazeh means what I just finished talking about. Ketachton v'lo kelyon, the one I just finished talking about. What I just finished talking about, a muad killing a person. So it doesn't have a din of a tam. So that's what Rabbi Kiva says. That's Rabbi Kiva's Rosh to say that a tam that damaged a person pays nezek shalim.
Did you do the
Kamishpat Hazeh ketachton v'lo kelyon.
And is that the end of the?
That's the end of Rabbi Kiva. He's going to continue talking.
That
No, the Bryce is going to continue. But we got already the point that he pays nezek shalim. Just look at the pasuk again. What was the pasuk over here? Here it talked about a shore tam killed the person. Then it talks about a shore muad killed the person, and then it says something about kamishpat hazeh yasalo, which talking about damages. So Tanakama says kamishpat of a shore. What's a shore? Again, the next part is going to talk about. If a shore kills a shore, it's different than tam and a muad. And Rabbi Kiva says we just finished talking about a muad. We said the mishon agachom it's mol shom. And then it says that they pays kofar. So it's about a muad. So it says when a shore kills a person, damages a person, he always has a din of a muad. So it's very, very drushy. It's not at all
so the is the pasuk.
The one that we just finished talking about, right?
The one we just finished, and the Elyon is the one above that.
Right, which would be a short time. Pasuk Chaptes and Lamed would have
About
been
the
the
muad,
tachton, and the right. And even though it doesn't read into the pasuk at all, it's not shot, but that's going to be the drush. To go back to our Gemara. The price continues. Even Rabbi Kiva says that it's not going to pay min aliyah, even though I'm saying that the time that Chaval Badam Yachal pays nezek shalem, but Yachal Mishal min aliyah, you might think it's mamish like a more than it also has to pay min aliyah, which we said that short time pays migufo, not more than its own value, and the short more pays even more. Whatever you have in the bank, you got to give
all the way.
All the way. Tamadama yasalo. Commissioner says yasalo. The word that's done to him. To who? To the shore. Migufa mishal ve'enu mishal min aliyah. Even according to Rabbi Kiva, the tam shechaval b'adam that pays nezek shalim, but it doesn't pay aliyah, only migufa. Maximum is going to only pay its own value. It's not going to pay more than its value. That's the end of the brisa. The Gemara now goes to explain to Rabbanan that Rabbi Kiva said Kamishpat Hazeh. You ignore the word Hazeh. Rabbanan, what do you do with the word Hazeh? Rabbanan Hazeh Lamali. What do you do with the word Hazeh? If they say that it has to do with like a regular shore, that tam pays only fetzi. The answer is the potra me'abot dvarim to tell us that a shore does not pay for the tzar ripusheves boshes. Only when a man who damages pays tzar ripusheves boshes, but a shore does not. So it says Kamishpat Hazeh. That's all.
So that a shore does not pay what?
Tzar ripuy sheves boshes. They are only a man. Only a man does, but a shore doesn't. So it says it's possible. Kamishpat Hazeh, like this, only nezek. Rabbi Kiva doesn't he also have to learn for that? Rabbi Kiva the potter min abod dvarim manoli. Where does he know that a shore is potter from daled dvarim? The answer is a different pasuk which we had already. The pasuk that talks about the tzar over there. It says let's see the pasuk over. We can look at the pasuk right on the side. So it says ish, that this payment over there that talks about ayin tachazayin shein tachashen. So it's talking about the other payments over there, I think. And the drasha says only a man has these kind of chiyuvim, but a shore doesn't. Ish kiyitain, not a shore kiyitain. That's the drush to say that there's no dalad varim. Ish ba'miso v'lo shor ba'miso. Only about ish that damages his fellow man does he pay these things, but not the shore. So I know already that a shore doesn't pay dalad varim. You might think that the Ptur is only to pay tzar. Why? Because Rashi says because tzar is less of a chiv to pay than Ripui and Shevis because he's not losing anything. He doesn't lose anything monetarily. Ripui and Shevis, to pay for the medical bills, to pay for the unemployment, he's losing money. But Tsar, it was painful, but there's a chiddush more that has to pay that. That's more of a chiddush. You might think when the Torah says that it's potter, maybe only potted from the for small payment, not the small amount, but the one that is not as big a chiyuv, but the one that has caused him a monetary loss. Over there, you might think that there's a shor does have to pay. Kamashman that the shor doesn't pay anything. So this whole Gemara was just to say the drasha of Rabbi Akiva, where they get this halacha that a tam shechavel ba'adam pays nezek shalem.
So the rabbis, when it comes to Beish, Amito,
They say that's not enough. That is, Rabbanan say that's enough. Rabbanan again, Zeh Lamali, to tell us Abba Dvom. Rabbi Kiva says, I know that Ishba Misa. Rabbanan, they say that's not enough. I have to have two psukim. Besides having Ishba Misa, I also have to have the word Zeh to say it's not chayiv to pay only nezek. Why? Because that pasuk alone of Ish Miso would have only told me that he's part from paying Tsar. I wouldn't have known that he's part from paying Ripui and Shevis also. I would think he has to pay Ripui and Shevis.
why is that?
So Rashi says, the Gemara doesn't say. Rashi says because there's a monetary loss by Ripui and Shevis, Hashenkin by Tsar. Where's the Rashi? Mishun de lo choseh bei mamona. By Tsar, there's no monetary loss. It was painful, but there's no monetary
Well,
loss.
so the exempt, that pasuk exempts
That's
something
what
that's not a monetary loss.
Right, the shore is part from paying Tsar. But Ripui and Shevis,
Hazel is going to bring
everything down. So everybody agrees to Allah. Everybody agrees that a shore doesn't pay Tsar, Ripui, Shevis, Moshe. Everybody agrees.
learn it.
How they learn is the machlokes, and the machlokes comes out over here. If you have an extra pasuk to tell you that Tom that was masik adam pays nezek shalom. Rabbi Kiva says he sees in the pasuk hazeh that's coming to tell you that a Tom pays nezek shalom. But even he agrees that it's only megufo, it's not me'aliyah. Okay, the end of that subject.
But then we didn't have to come back and have a pass on Rabbi Kiva.
Rabbi Kiva says that doesn't right. He doesn't right. Usually the one was Rabbi Kiva. He's going to say that it doesn't hold this difference. If it says one, it's all the same. He's not going to say this fine detail, fine chiluk. That's
I don't have to learn from that. From
right.
I
know from Ishmael Misa is enough. I don't have to have another pasuk to tell you even Ripui and Shevis. I know Ripui and Shevis from there also. Okay, new sugya, new Mishnah, and our Mishnah is very simple. It's really part of the next Mishnah, which is not going to be so simple. But the Gemara, the printer, decided to stop right here because the issue of the Gemara is going to be on one of the words over here, even though the Mishnah seems to be simple. Shor Shavah Monash, another Shor Shavah Masayin. Veina Neveli Yafaklum. Ox, which was worth 100, that gored an ox, which was worth 200, and the carcass is not worth anything. So it's a 200 damage, and it's a short time. The mazik is a short time. So how much does he have to pay? 100, and he takes the whole shore, not to less a shore, because that's the damages you owe me. Your shore is worth 100. The mazik is worth 100, and he damaged.
It was worth 100.
Damaged the shore, which is worth 200, and made it worthless. So the damages is 200, and half of that is 100, and I'm entitled to the whole 100 because Tom. The mazik 100 was the 100 shore that was a mazik was a tam, and he only has to pay half damages. But half damages,
he's worth 100.
He's worth 100, so you take the whole shore. Simple, innocent Mishnah. You make the calculation.
Oh, I thought that you don't do that though. You pay the money. That's not true. This is saying you take the animal.
You can pay whatever you want. You can pay. It's even a good animal. It's a live animal. It's maybe a little wild, but it's worth 100. It's worth 100. Why shouldn't you take it? You can pay even sugar, whatever.
Just pay the value.
You can pay the value. Here it says take the shore, but the why is going to make a big deal out of these words. You take the shore. You could have said like you would say. He pays 100. It doesn't say he pays 100. It says he takes the shore. So the Gemara wants to know how literal should we take that? That he takes the shore.
Oh, like he has to take the shore.
Or he may take the shore. He has the right to take the shore. So the Gemara is going to. That's going to be the whole Gemara. Does he take the shore? Does he have the right to take the shore? When we say migufa, what do we mean? So the Gemara says the machlokes, but this is only Rabbi Kiva. Amish is only Rabbi Kiva speaking because Rabbi Shmuel argues. The Tanya Yusha Mashor the Bezdin Divrei Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Kiva Omer Yuchalat Hashor. That's the end of the price. The machlokes when the shor tam pays migufa from his body. What does it mean? Literally. So Rabbi Kiva takes it literally. That you take the shore. The nizik takes the shore. And the Gemara is going to be, I think the Gemara is going to show, it's going to be muchach, that it means he takes it immediately. That as soon as the shore mazik, the shore tam damaged, it automatically belongs to the nizik. That's called yuchla lashor, that it automatically becomes the nizik's.
I'm sorry, Yusham or
Yusham, right? So Yusham.
Evaluate.
Yusham means to assess. According to Bishmal, the
assess
pasuk
the
just means to
shore.
assess the shore, and not that the nizik automatically owns the shore hamazik, just that he has a right. The best and assesses how much the shore is worth, and he doesn't have to pay more than the value of that shore, more than the mazik. That's migufo is going to be a limit, roof, a ceiling on the payment. He doesn't have to pay more than the value of the mazik. But
What's it called? Gufo.
that's called migufo, but not that he actually gets the mazik. According to Bakiva, the nizik actually gets the mazik. According to Bishmal,
Sounds like absolute. What is chukla?
right, like it's absoluted to him.
If it's shorter than
Absolute.
Absolute to him to take the
To get it, right. So why the word used to absolute, I'm not sure. The word does seems to be an absolute, but it means
too
that
much or too little money, then the value is too short.
there is no too little because he only has to pay the value of the show. He doesn't have to pay more than that. And of course, if it's more than the values, then he has to give him the difference. Or in other words, they become shutfim in the shore. That if there was a $100 payment, he only damaged $100, or the chatzin nezik is $100, and the shore is worth $200, and then the nizik is going to own $100 of the shore, and the mazik will still own $100 of a shore.
Yeah.
But whatever he's owed, automatically the nizik owns in the shore a mazik. And the Bishmal doesn't hold it. Bishmal holds it's only a question of assessing how much he has to pay. He doesn't have to pay more than the value of the shore, but not that the nizik gets the shore. Things might change as we go along, but at this point, that's what it says. According to Bishmal, there is no ownership of the shore. According to Abikiva, the nizik automatically owns as much as he's as much as he's owed. He automatically becomes a shutuf in the shore.
So we think it's Rebbe Akiva.
So Amish is Abikiva, and the Gemara is not going to question that. Amish is Abikiva. It happens to be that's how we pass can also. We pass like Abikiva. Yuchlat Hashor. My kamiflagi. What are they arguing about? Rabbi Kiva and Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel said about Chobu, Bezuzu the Masikle. Rabbi Shmuel he owes the money. He's a balchov, means the mazik becomes a balchov that and he has to pay money. He owes him money, of course, only to the value of the shore, but not that the shore is taken away. The shore belongs to the mazik still, and he owes him money. Rabbi Kiva Sova should feed in. Rabbi Kiva says it becomes a shutef in the shore, and if the case of the Mishnah was that the whole value of the shore is how much he's owed, so he takes over the shore as much as he was damaged, as much as he owes. So the shore itself belongs to the nizik. So they're arguing in the pshat and the pasuk. So see the pasuk over here on the side. Make that a little bigger. If you go if somebody's ox scores somebody else's ox and the ox died, this is going to be the source where it says Chatzinezek. But the words don't just say Chatzinezek. The words say that you sell the live shore and you divide its money and you also divide the carcass. How much whatever's left over there, the carcass is also worth something of the nizik, and you also divide it. So there's going to be a sugya later on, I think tomorrow. And the Pashpashan of the Pasuk is called it impossible. The Pasuk seems to say that you sell that each one gets half of the live shore and half of the dead shore. And everybody should jump up. That doesn't make that. What's fair about that? That's not. We call it Chatzinezek. Chatzinezek means that you see how much the damage was, you pay half of that. But it doesn't say that in the pasuk. Simply, it doesn't say that. It says that you sell the live shore, you sell the mazik, you sell the nizik, and you divide the monies. That doesn't mean Chatzinezek. So the Gemara is going to explain later on tomorrow how we're going to fit into this Chatzinezek. But it does talk about selling the live shore. The calculations are not.
Where does it say selling?
It says in the pasuk, you sell the live shore and you divide the money, and also you divide the dead shore. You see, umachru. So that's what the Gemara is saying. They're arguing shot in the pasuk over here. Get it on the screen over here. Rabbi Shmuel says the pasuk is talking who sells the shore. Rabbi Shmuel says Bezin sells the shore. it's not means that it's not Mazik's business. The Mazik doesn't do anything. The Nizik doesn't do anything. He's not a mandam. They go to Bezdin, and Bezdin will do what you have to do. And they're going to sell the shore, make sure the shore is sold, or that he has money, whatever. But it's not the Nizik's issue. Rabbi Kiva Saba, the Nizik or Mazik Mazirachmana. The Torah is talking to the Nizik and the Mazik themselves. And what that means, that he's also a mandama. He got the shore. He got what umachru. They sell the live shore. Who's they? Who's they? Umachru as a shorachai. They sell the live shore. Who's they? So Rabbi Shmuel says Bezdin. Rabbi Akiva says the Nizik and the Mazik. How does the Nizik come into the picture? Because he's also by the on the shore now. He also became a part owner as much as he's owed. He Chatzin Nizik, whatever. He became a part owner in the shore. So it means the shore belongs to him. As soon as the damage happens, the Nizik owns in the shore as much as is owed to him. My benayu. What will be a machlokis nafkamina? What will be ramifications of this machlokis? Ikdisha nizik benayu. That the nizik consecrated his chiluk in the shore after the nezik happened. So the nizik consecrated the shore mazik. So is it his to be makdish? According to Rabbi Shmuel, it's not yours. You're owed money. After you get the money, you could be makdish if you want to, but you don't own the shore mazik. According to Rabbi Kiva, he automatically has a chelik in the shore, and he could be makdish. In the case of
Rabbi Yishmael, he has to go to base too.
Right, and he's owed money, but he doesn't have a chelik in the shore. According to Rabbi Kiva, he has a chelik in the shore. So if he chooses to be makdish, he's makdish. He's a bailam. At least his part, as much as he is owed. In the case of the Mishnah, he's owed the whole thing. The damage was chasi nezek 100. The whole shore is 100. The nezek automatically owns it. If he's makdish, he's makdish. It's his to be makdish. According to Rabbi Shmuel, it's not his to be makdish.
So
he's owed money.
What's the nafka?
If it's hektish, hektish on nezek, does it hektish or not?
If half is hektish, then the other guys.
The part that the nizik was makdish, does it take effect? Is the nizik able to be makdish his half, his part?
And if the answer is yes, then what?
Then it's hektish. How much is hektish? It'll be like as much as he owns in it. It would be hektish. If you have two shut from in the shore, and one of them is makdish his part, so part of it is hektish. What happens to the other half? We'll go to Bezdin. We'll sell it, and then he'll get.
Well, we don't care. We just care about when he says, "I'm makdish." Did it take effect?
Right? Is he a somebody? Who are you to be makdish?
Okay.
Who are you to makdish my shore? My shore toward your shore, and then you makdish my shore. Like,
There's no
who are you?
ramification on the other guy. It's just did it take effect?
Did it take effect? Okay, period. Machlokes, according to Rabbi Akiva, he has rights in the shore. It's his shore, as much as he owns in it, as much as he's owed. According to Rabbi Shmuel, he doesn't have any rights to the shore. He just is owed money. Mazik. If the mazik, the mazik sold the shore. The mazik shore gore, and the nizik is owed money because of that goring, and the mazik sold his shore. The Rabbi Shmuel Mahu. What did Rabbi Shmuel say about that? What would Rabbi Kiva say about that? Let's talk our own language. What did Rabbi Kiva say about that? The mazik shore damaged. Let's say the case of the Mishnah that it was $100 is owed, the $200 was damaged, and $100 is owed, and the whole mazik is worth $100, and the mazik sold it. So according to Rabbi Kiva, nothing took effect. You can't sell it. It's not yours. It's mine already. But the one wants to know according to Rabbi Shmuel. According to Rabbi Shmuel, the mazik still owns the shore, so he could sell it. But Rabbi Shmuel, according to Rabbi Shmuel, what Rabbi Shmuel hold the mazik sells it? Even though Rabbi Shmuel Balchov, who the mazik play machor. According to Rabbi Shmuel, the mazik still owns it. He owes money. Okay, I owe money, but the shore still belongs to me. So if I sell it, it's sold. O Dilma, Chivon, Amad Beis.
I'm sorry that it was.
That says that he's only owed the money, but the nizik doesn't own the shore.
It's only money, and so
the mazik still owns his animal.
So he's still, yeah.
So if he sells it, he sold it. The Gemara talked about the nizik being makdish, and now they're about the mazik selling it. The Chorah could have been interchangeable. The Gemara could have said before. The Gemara said before by the nizik being makdish. According to Rabbi Akiva, he cannot. According to Rabbi Akiva, he can. According to Rabbi Shmuel, he cannot. Now talking about the. You could have talked about the mazik. You could have talked about the mazik being makdish also before. The Gemara just spoke about the nizik being makdish. How about the mazik being makdish? According to Rabbi Yishmael, he can because it's still his. According to Rabbi Kiva, you cannot because it belongs to the nizik already. The Gemara didn't talk about that. The Gemara talked about the nizik being makdashit. The Chorah could have spoken about the opposite. The mazik was makdashit. Here it talks about the mazik selling it. The Chorah could have spoken about the nizik selling it also. Maybe is he able to sell it?
Oh, is he able to sell it?
So according to Rabbi Kiva, he is not able to sell it because it's not his anymore.
Yeah.
According to Rabbi Shmuel, we would say he could sell it because it is his.
And that's the bottom line. It's money and he could sell it. That's
Right.
the bottom line.
But the Gemara says no. The Gemara said not. Given the mishabalei, the nizik lav kol kamine. Maybe the mazik cannot sell it even though it's still his because the nizik has a lien on it that he's supposed to collect from him.
Even though it's even though it's money, only money.
No, I only owe you
Lien
money,
on
but
it,
there's a
and he
lien on it
can't sell it because of the lien.
because of the lien. And right, that's the worst question. So this is a very unique case because usually there's not a lien on metaltalin. Usually the lien is only on karka. And by karka, the halacha you could sell it, but then the other one could collect it.
Yeah.
And here, but usually there's no lien on metaltalin. If you sold it, you sold it. It's gone. But here, there's a case that is going to be called some kind of a lien, even though Rabbi Shmuel holds that doesn't automatically belong to the nizik, but he has a lien on it. And that's what the Gemara is going to talk about, as the mazik has to have a right to sell it. Amalei eno mochor. So who has to? I forgot who has to already. So if Nachman answered, eno mochor. Not sold. Again, the mazik sold his shore. And it's not sold. Even though it belongs to the mazik, according to Rabbi Shmuel, belongs to the mazik. This thing about the shibud, he'll take the second side of the question. That since it's meshubah to the nizik, he can't sell. The mazik can't sell. Even though he still owns it, the mazik still owns it, but there's a shibud on it, and that shibud makes that he cannot sell it.
The sheep with the other guy. I thought
And
it's he.
it's a shibud. I'm a shibud on the ox that the nizik should be paid from it. Paid.
It's like a collateral.
Right. It's some kind of a lien. There's a lien on it. There's a lien on the
Until he
ship.
pays. Once he pays, then he can sell it. Not that he has to give it, but he could pay money, but he can't sell it, even though it's his. Okay.
Rashi says here that if the mazik's not going to pay the money, so then he's allowed to take the shore. Then the nizik could take the shore. The shore is a lien on this payment. So he doesn't.
It's a weird case because usually it's only with garden.
Right. And by karka there's a lien, and you could collect it over here. And metaltalin there's no lien. And here there is a lien.
It's a lien because it's a damage. So,
Right. By shore migufa,
Not
by
just
the
like a
damage
sale,
of a shore
yeah.
town. The Masakasha Vatanya Mochor Mochor. There's a price that says that it is sold. Again, the mazik sold his shore according to Rabbi Shmuel. The mazik sold his shore after it damaged according to Rabbi Shmuel. This one time he said go slow. According to Rabbi Kiva, that automatically belongs to the nizik. It's surely not sold. Right, we can't sell. So it says Mochor Mochor is according to Rabbi Shmuel, and it says it is sold. And you Nachman said, Eino Mochor, that even according to Rabbi Shmuel, it's not sold because there's a lien on it. The price says it is sold. The answer is Chose Begobei. All it means is that it's sold as long as he doesn't collect it, but the nizik has the right to collect it. The nizik will go to the buyer and say it was sold to you and it was a good sale because the mazik still owned the shore, but I have a lien on it. So my lien allows me to collect it. The same way as karka. If someone has a lien on karka and the seller sold, so it's a sale. But the nizik, the one who's owed the money has a lien, can come collect it. And says,
is this Rav Nachman giving his answer?
Right.
Yeah.
But the more says, so then it doesn't make sense that it's sold. Don't say that it's sold. If what does it mean that it's sold? The sale's not a sale. Once he comes and says, I want it back, so he gets it back. So the sale wasn't relevant to anything. For what is it a sale? The answer is for the plowing. That means if the buyer plowed with it until the nizik came and knocked on the door and said, you have to give it back to me. So does the one who worked with the cow, with this ox, does he have to pay for the use that he had used it? So he doesn't have to, because while it was sold, because the mazik
was his.
Because it was the mazik's, just as a lien on it. So
no, but I mean the guy who bought it.
Right,
He really bought it and he could use it. He doesn't
because the mazik owned it. So when he sold, the Mazik sold it to him. That's the reason why the sale is a sale. But the Nizik has a shibud on it, then he can come and collect it. But the was very surprised. Shmami, no, love, but the man now was going to compare it to a case of a lobo with a malva with metaltalim. Now we know metaltalim usually is no such thing. Metaltalim, well, if someone's owed money, there's no lien on the metaltalim. As long as he goes to the loba himself, you owe me money. But once the loba sold the metaltalim, the malva can't come and go to the one who bought his car. The car is not karka. And the Gemara is saying, what is this? Why is different over here? The Gemara is asking, you really should have asked it right away. What is it said that there's shibud? What kind of shibud? There's no shibud over here. According to you, that Nizik has the right to collect the shore that was sold, will you say also that if a Lova sold his metaltalim, the Malva has a right to get it back? A Lova borrowed money, and he sold his metal, sold his car. Can the Malva go to collect the car? No, no. So how come over here it's the same case? It's a shibud.
Why can he get it?
Why it means why is there more of a
Why
shibud of that? Yeah, right. In other words, what's the top line? Just the top line that says it's sad that the mazik cannot sell it. Why not? It's like regular metaltalim that he sold. He owes money. I owe you money, and he's like the loba, so to speak, and he sold it, and the malva can't collect it. Shani Yosam the commander saw potigidami that the shore, a mazik, is like an apotiki. Apotiki means Jerry Abrams told us that this is a word that they use in law nowadays also. I forgot how you say it, apothecary, or something like that. That's which is probably a Greek word or Latin, that apotiki, which the Gemara explains like a play on words, that it means that the shibud is on this thing. That even on metaltalim, there is, even though usually there's only shibud on karka, but there is such thing as making apotiki, that you say that this is going to be the collateral, so to speak. This is going to be the guarantee for the loan. And from here, you're not to be collect. You could collect. So over there, the Gemara suggests that then you could collect it also, even though it's metaltalim. Let's say would have made the car as an apoteki, so then you would be able to collect it, even though it's not karka. But the Gemara is still challenging. Is that so? But shor apoteki machro ain't no chov govei menu. There's difference between eved and a shor. Shor, it could be a car, but what a car is going to be nowadays, I don't know. But the Gemara says in eved, there's such thing as making apoteki. If the lova made the eved be an apoteki, the lova borrowed money, and he said that this eved is going to be the payment. Even if he sold it, the malva has a right to collect. But if he made his shore to be an apoteki and the lova sold it, the malva cannot collect it. So that's the Mor's kasha. What are you saying? What are you saying? That's not apoteki. Apoteki doesn't work only by an eved. But shore doesn't become an apoteki. So why should the nizik be allowed to collect the shore that the mazik sold? The Gemara answers, I'll explain to you. Eved, my time on Mishum this lekola. What's really the difference between you bought the din of a shore, but you also bought the din of an eved also? It's true that a shore is not an eved, but what's the difference between a shore and an eved? How come a potiki does not work on a shore, but it does work on an eved? Mishum the islay kola. The difference is because in eved, when he sold, there's a coal, and people know about it. So therefore, when a person buys it, he knows that he's buying an eved which was made in a potiki. And the shore doesn't have a coal, but someone makes the shore to be in a potiki, it doesn't make noise. So therefore, the buyer is not protected. He's not going to know that he can't buy this shore because it's been made in a potiki. So therefore, if he bought it, it's a good sale and nobody can collect it from him. But the Gemara's point is, when a shore gores, it also gets news. It's in the newspaper that the shore gored, even though it didn't kill, but it gored, and that's already in news. And people know that this is a shore nagach, that this is a goring shore. And if someone made it, and therefore it's already known that it's a shor nagach. So when the mazik sells it, you don't protect the buyer who bought it. He should have known. He should have known that it's a shor nagach. Everybody knows it's in the newspaper. Everybody knows that it's shor nagach. It's a shor nagach. So he shouldn't have bought it. So therefore, the nizik does have a right to collect it, even according to Rabbi Shmuel. According to Rabbi Kiva, how does it go again? That it belongs to the nizik automatically. Surely the mazik can't sell it. But even according to Rabbi Shmuel, that it belongs to the mazik, but there's a lien on it, and we hold the buyer is responsible to protect us. Don't buy it. You're taking a chance. If the nizik is going to come collect, he's allowed to collect. So I guess I'd come. Till Tani you have tachlifa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Thank you. We're consistently doing less than a dollar.
At least we're consistent.
Okay.